evening, Goffstown, and welcome to another exciting night of basketball action here with the Lady Grizzlies here in the Grizzly Den. You can hear Al talking in the background, and he's going to be doing the starting lineups in just a moment. And we have a special guest star going to be doing the commentating with me. There's my colleague Rob. He's down in Florida in the warm weather.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Goffstown High School for tonight's NHIAA Division I basketball game between the Purple Panthers of Nashua South High School and the Grizzlies of Goffstown High School. We ask for your cooperation at this NHIAA event in showing your respect for the athletes, coaches, and officials to make this game a meaningful one for all of those involved. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First, for Nashua South High School. At forward, a 5'6" senior, number 5, Morgan Gillis. At guard, a 5'2" junior, number 3, Marin Lowell. At guard, a 5'1" sophomore, number 13, Nicole DeJesus. At guard, a 5'4" junior, number 11, Karina O'Donnell. And at guard, a 5'5" freshman, number 14, Koharu Tanaka. The coach of the Purple Panthers is John Bourgeois. Assistant coaches are Kyle Gilmore and Kiki McIntyre. And now, here is the starting lineup for the Grizzlies. At forward, a 5'11" senior, number 15, Penny Annis. At guard, a 5'7" junior, number 23, Keely Capps. At guard, a 5'4" junior, number 3, Morgan Dodge. At guard, a 5'9" junior, number 21, Meredith Winterburn. And at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 1, Maggie Sasso. The coach of the Grizzlies is Steve Largy. Assistant coaches are Nate Bracity, Cassidy LaLamere, and Scott Brannon. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise if you are able and remove your hats as we honor America, our servicemen and women serving all over the globe, and all of our veterans with the playing of our national anthem.
Okay, Grizzly fans, and we are back. And as soon as I get organized here, and I will be joined by a special guest. What's that? by a special guest who will be commentating with us. Grizzlies injured reserve player, Gemma Panarian, will be joining me in just a moment. She's doing her thing with the team right now. So this game is going to go off slightly earlier than planned because the JV game kind of went through very quickly. And tonight we have in the Grizzlies against Nashua South. This should be a game that the Grizzlies should be able to handle if we can control the ball.
100%.
And here I am with Gemma.
Yes.
And welcome to the group.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No, this is going to be your first commentating, so I can't wait to get started. Penny is going to take the opening tip. Penny wins that one. Over to Meredith Winterburn. Winterburn tried to go to Penny, was blocked.
Good mare.
Mare's fighting for it. Ooh.
Very aggressive.
Morgan dodge.
Good,
and
Morgan.
We should have a jump ball or travel or something should happen.
Ooh.
No, Morgan was out of bounds, so this will be controlled by Nashua South. Morgan Gillis is going to be inbounding this. Over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with the ball. She's looking to get it to Jesus. Out to Lowell. Lowell looking around. She's got Morgan Dodge all over her. Tries to bounce past it, but it's intercepted by Kaylee. Kaylee to Dodge. To Winterburn. Out to Maggie Sasso. Sasso goes in. Tries to put one up. Just outside. Hit out of bounds by Penny. Ooh. They're giving control to us. Maybe Penny didn't hit it out of bounds.
I guess
thought
not.
she did. Winterburn's going to inbound this. Winterburn to Penny Annis. Back to Winterburn. Winterburn circles around to Dodge. Top of the circle. Dodge into Caps. Kaylee goes in. Out to Winterburn. Winterburn's looking to penetrate in. Out to Caps. Caps to Dodge. Dodge into Winterburn. Again, Grizzlies controlling. Sasso with the ball now. Ooh. Trying to call the. She put up an arm, right?
Yeah. A little too aggressive.
A little too aggressive for Maggie. Maggie can be a beast when she wants to be.
Oh, yeah. Hoping the little beast will come out this game, definitely.
Yeah. We didn't have much time before the game started to talk about what happened at Trinity last Friday night. Very exciting basketball game.
Very.
And
I was on the edge of my seat the whole game, that's for sure.
It came down to the wire, went to overtime. I think it was our first overtime this year, right?
Yes. Yep.
And Maggie Sasso played outstanding.
Best game of the season.
For her, the highest scoring game. She was noticeable everywhere. 34 points. So Maggie certainly put the team on her back and showed that senior leadership as she dragged the team to victory.
100%.
Caps now with the ball. Out to Dodge. Dodge on sort of a mini breakaway. She's going to take it up herself. Tries to do a layup, misses. Top the DeSeuss. And an easy layup for Tanaka.
Yeah, one of the things we knew going into the game was that we had to rebound or else they'll get those fast breaks.
Here's Meredith Winterburn out to Dodge. Dodge is going to take a three and just off the back rim. Rebounded by DeSeuss. Nashua South. Out to Gillis. Gillis tried to go in and Winterburn, and she does a layup. So Penny Annis is going to inbound this to Winterburn. Winterburn coming down the sidelines and bounced out of bounds, but it's going to be it's going to be Grizzlies ball. So coming in for South was Brooke Berger.
Oh, should I go to the other side of this thing? Yeah, that one.
Did you check him into the game?
No.
No? Oh, okay. No, you're good.
That's the check-in table.
So Winterburn's a little confusion. We always get confused at this table.
Yeah. Oh.
they want to check in at our table instead of the scorer's table. So foul Nashua South, first foul. So Winterburn's going to inbound this. Got Amber Long on her. Over to Sasso. Maggie with the ball now. DeSuze on her. And into Winterburn underneath to Penny Ennis. Penny tries to do a layup. Kind of missed everything.
That's a big part. We need to rebound. That's how we're going to win this game. Keep up the intensity and get the rebounds.
And we missed a couple already now.
Yeah, and we can see how that's hurt us. We got to learn from the mistakes.
DeSuze over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell. This is DeSuze with the ball now, keeping her to the outside. Nashua's having a hard time getting penetration. That's what they're looking to do. Trying to get in Gillis with the ball. Gillis is going to go in on Morgan Dodge. Try to do the layup, just missed. Annis with the rebound, but that went out off a Nashua player, so this should be Grizzlies ball. Meredith Winterburn. So the scuttlebutt on Nashua is they like the press.
They love the man press, yes. And they want to keep up the intensity to get us frazzled. But we just got to stay calm and compete the way Grizzlies know how to.
Okay, no call on this here. It should be a travel.
Yeah, I think it was.
So Goffstown will still get the ball. Winterburn now with it. Wholesale changes for Nashua. They've been really hitting their bench, so it's been like a revolving door here, right in front of us. Winterburn inbounds this to Penny Ennis. Penny underneath to Maggie. Sasso finally gets the first bucket for Goffstown halfway through the first quarter. 3-2 though. It's still a very tight game here. Alcalay out to Lowell. Lowell with the ball now. Over to O'Donnell. And they're going to call, who's this on Morgan?
Meredith.
Meredith.
Yeah.
So already the Grizzlies here have got 3 fouls. Another change for Nashua South as Wong comes into the game for Alcalay. Now Gillis with the ball. Gillis moving in. She kicks it out to Wong. Wong takes a 3 and hits it. So Meredith Winterburn now with the ball. Tried to send it over to Sasso. Maggie got the ball.
Angle.
Maggie throws it away to Lowell. Intercepted by Lowell. Then an easy layup for Tanaka. And Largy saw enough and called the timeout. So once again, we're getting a little sloppy. It's kind of starting slow. So we are starting slow for sure. So what's going on?
Well, we're not really in help. We're not communicating, and that's a major part is the communication. And once we stop communicating, our defense breaks down. And Largy just needs to try and help enforce the communication and like containing our composure. That kind of.
So when we're out there kind of taking some shots, and maybe not all the shots we want to take, and they're not going in at this stage of the game, I mean, what do you think is going through the minds of like Meredith and Morgan and Maggie about trying to kind of keep their composure? Because it's early yet, so you don't want to get too frustrated, but how do you prevent yourself from getting frustrated?
I think we just got to work as a team and not try to put so much pressure on ourselves on the shooting game and try to work to drive and try something different.
Yeah.
But
past couple of games, we've noticed it's been a little sloppy with the play sometimes. We're kind of not controlling the ball as we should. I think we're almost shooting ourselves in the foot. We were doing that against Trinity because that's another team that I'll give Trinity full credit. They played unbelievable Friday night. They were hitting threes from everywhere.
Oh, my God.
But to be honest, I mean, we should have been spanking them.
100%.
Morgan tries for a 3.
I think sometimes we forget to do the little things, and we really shoot ourselves in the foot going in with that mindset.
Yep. Well, you're exactly right. That's what was happening. I mean, it turned out to be, from a fan point of view, made it a very exciting game, and it was great from that point of view. But we made it a lot harder on ourselves to be able to win that game. And if we play like that against teams like Pinkerton, Portsmouth, obviously Bedford. Well, Bedford's probably going to spank us either way, but we are not going to beat Pinkerton or something playing like that, or Londonderry and stuff like that.
No, we've already started talking about how we should be playing and how to maintain a good mindset. But at some point, it can't be coached. It has to come from ourselves, and I think that's something we struggle with sometimes. But definitely we're working on.
Oh, that's good. Meredith Winterburn now with the ball. And she kind of throws it up, but that was half blocked by O'Donnell. And now Winterburn's probably going to get her second foul of the night. So 4 fouls already on the Grizzlies. 2 on Winterburn in the first quarter. So that's the second game in a row Winterburn got in a little foul trouble. Well, second home game in a row. Actually, she got into a little bit in Trinity too, right?
Yeah.
So Estano came in for Winterburn. Gillis with the ball now. Does an easy layup right around Ella and Abigail. Estano with the ball now. Working it out. Kind of going over. She has got Berger all over her. Kicks it out to Maggie Sasso. Maggie's trying to go in, but
Another charge.
Yeah, they're sort of being fussy about that. I didn't notice that one as much. She went in there aggressively, but they're covering her. So that's 2 fouls for her. And Maggie's a little frustrated. So Mia Brissett's coming in now. So Gillis with the ball. Inbounds this for DeSuze. Gillis trying to work in on Brissett. Brissett keeping it to the outside. And then tosses it in. And that went into Tanaka. And another layup. 12-2. Nashua South. Nobody saw this coming. It's going to be a foul here. So that fouls on DeSuze. So that'll put Caps on the line.
13 foul. Keely Caps at the foul line, 2 shots.
We need to start hitting our shots, to say the least, Jamie.
Yes, we do.
Caps gets her first one on the foul line. The first time we've gone to the line. Minute and 40 seconds left in the quarter. Just a little short on the second one. Gillis with the ball, over to Berger. Berger in the low, back out to Gillis. Gillis now tries to go in on Ella. Hit out, Tanaka. So luckily, there was a travel there. So Brissett's going to inbound this one for the Grizzlies. And inbounds at the Caps. Kaylee Caps almost got caught in a little bit of a travel there. They seem to be attacking the ball pretty good, Nashua South.
Yeah.
Brissett has to throw it back to Morgan Dodge. Almost had that intercepted. Dodge back to Brissett. Brissett trying to go in. And intercepted again by Nashua South. So once again, the Grizzlies give the ball away. O'Donnell over to Gillis. Gillis with the ball. Over to Tanaka. Tanaka back to Gillis. Gillis tried to put it up, just missed that. Malloran gets the rebound. Ella over to Caps. Caps now tries to work her way in. Tries for the layup again, off the rim. Another miss. Tanaka with the ball. Out to Gillis. Nashua's slowing this down, 20 seconds left. This quarter can't end fast enough. Tanaka tries to get around Ella Malloran and goes down. Astano comes up with the ball. 10 seconds left to go. Grizzlies need to get at least one shot off here. Morgan Dodge. Dodge with the ball. Out to Caps. Caps with the ball. Ella throws it up and off the rim. And just like the rest of the quarter went, it was a missed shot. So, Gemma,
Yes.
this can't be you doing this, jinxing us, but we're having a tough time tonight. What do you think Largy's going to tell them here?
Effort. I think he's just going to tell us our 3 key terms: effort, attitude, togetherness. If we start getting down on ourselves, we're going to lose our effort, and that we can see that there's not as much effort as we need to put in. We're not boxing out as much as we should be. We're not running the play. We're not executing plays as we should be. And without all that, there's no togetherness, and we're not going to play as a team like how we should be.
So if you were out there, if you were on the bench now, if you were playing, what would you be kind of telling yourself or psyching yourself up to be doing? I mean, how can this next quarter, how can we start making an impact right away?
Definitely communication, especially on the bench. I do my time on the bench, and I know my ways to help from the bench, and I don't hear a lot of that right now. And then just focusing on making sure we're executing the plays, making good decisions, and driving when we should be and kicking when we should be. Definitely boxing out. That's one thing I love to do.
Right.
But it doesn't look like everybody does.
So, I mean, obviously with both Winterburn and Sasso in kind of foul trouble here in the first quarter, he's got to hit the bench a lot. So we are seeing other players get a shot here. So Still and Astano just exchange kind of passes. There's going to be a jump ball. Again, sloppy. Oh, thank you. You know. So Brissette now with the ball. She's going to inbound it here for the Grizzlies. Sasso's back in. Who came out? I think it was Dodge. So
Yeah.
Over to
Good, Gail.
Astano. Astano draws a foul. So she's not going to the line now on that. So it wasn't a shooting foul. DeSuze comes back in for Lowell here in Nashua South. Brissette's going to inbound this. So Brissette looking around and inbounds it to Still. Still with the ball. Over to Brissette. Brissette hit a nice bucket. 2-pointer. So it's 12-5. Nashua South still ahead. So Gillis with the ball. Gillis is going in on Sasso. She kicks it back out. A long three from O'Donnell, and she hit it. Karina O'Donnell. So this puts the Grizzlies down by 10. Reese Still with the ball. Somebody's right on her back. Still.
Oh.
Nice drop to Ella Mallorin. She just could not put up the layup. So again, Nashua with the ball. O'Donnell now with it. Over to Gillis. Inside for back to O'Donnell and missed. Maggie was coming down the court, had the ball stolen from her by O'Donnell.
That's where we need the communication.
Yeah, I heard somebody yell, but it was after the ball got hit out of her hands. Sasso with sort of a breakaway, and then she's got a layup. So now O'Donnell with the ball for Nashua South. Looks like Winterburn is checking back in along with, I think that's Caps. So Gillis. Gillis to Berger. And there's going to be another foul here on Astano. So Penny Annis is coming in with Winterburn, taking out Ella Mallorin and Mia Brissette. So now we got a little bit of height out there. And this is where Goffstown should be at an advantage. Nashua is a relatively short team as a whole. They don't really have any tall players.
No, which is why we really we talked about boxing out because they may be short, but they find their ways to get the rebounds.
Yeah, well, and they have been. They've been out rebounding us for sure so far. Jesus with the ball now. Tries to go in on Sasso. Kicks it back out to Gillis. Gillis to O'Donnell. Back over to Gillis. Takes the 3 and just outside. Winterburn get that rebound. Sasso with the ball.
Hey, what side, Gina? What side?
Got O'Donnell all over her. Sasso's looking over to Still. Still to Winterburn. Winterburn over to Stano. Stano's trying to penetrate in, and she tried to feed Penny underneath. And it looked like it went off Jesus. So the Grizzlies will maintain control here. Winterburn with the ball. She's going to inbound this for Reese Still. Still, nice little curl and a layup. 15-9, so at least the Grizzlies are keeping it close. Jesus here with the ball to Tanaka. Tanaka with Sasso on her. Looking around, out to Jesus. Sasso on her.
Timeout,
Over to O'Donnell, and Nashua is going to call timeout here. So that little exchange here was a little bit better. We looked a little bit more organized there. So we were boxing out a little better and keeping him to the outside and hitting a few shots. What did you think of Still's shot underneath?
That was well executed. That's what we look to practice and what we look to perform. And
so feeding the low post is that the way you would normally play a team like Nashua South?
especially when we have the height too against their somewhat smaller team.
Right. All right. So that's good. So
Yeah.
So 15-9. I mean, it's not as ugly as it could be. If
No.
Nashua was hitting more shots, we would be further behind. But certainly, I'd say Nashua South is still outplaying us overall throughout this game because the first quarter was a disaster, but the second quarter does look a little bit better here.
Just a little warm-up quarter.
Well, there we go. So again, O'Donnell with the ball, out to Lowell. Lowell
Oh.
feeds it over to Wong. Wong took a shot, missed. Sasso over to Winterburn. Winterburn now over to Astano. Ooh, the ball almost got stolen. They're going to call a travel for Astano. Astano sort of lost control right after she got the pass. And she had to go down to kind of protect the ball, and it called a travel. So Morgan Dodge is coming back into the game for Astano. In the meantime, Lowell inbounds this for O'Donnell for Nashua South. O'Donnell trying to get by Reese Still. Back out to Lowell. Lowell goes in right between Reese Still and Penny Annis and sinks a layup. They had to be able to box her out. They have the height on her. That should have been stopped. Winterburn inside to Sasso. Maggie puts up a nice layup. Maggie's starting to hit her shots, and we definitely need that, especially since no one else is scoring. O'Donnell with the ball, feeds Jesus. Jesus goes for a 3 and misses. Sasso with the rebound. Sasso's coming down the court. Looks like she's going to take it herself. Top of the key, she takes a nice long 2 and hit it. So thanks to Maggie, we're back to within 4 in this game. O'Donnell with the ball now. Tries to go in on Still. A little bit of a travel, but it was let go. Lowell with the ball to Jesus. Maggie on her. Still on her. She feeds it out to Lowell. Lowell with the ball. Kicks it out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's going in on Penny Annis. Dodge cuts her off. Back out to Lowell. Lowell shoots a 3 and misses. And that's hit out of bounds. So the Grizzlies will get control of the ball. So Winterburn to inbound this. And we're within 4. So the Grizzlies seem to be making a little bit of a comeback. Thanks to our captain, Maggie
Sasso.
Winterburn inbounds it down low for Penny Annis, but she was blocked by Tanaka. And that'll draw a foul. So Penny will go to the line. where she's been having a little bit of problems hitting from the line, but I think as a team we've been having some issues on the line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has that been something that they've brought up and kind of practiced on, or what?
Yeah, we've been practicing our free throws almost every practice. Some practices are better than others, but
So
here we
Penny
go.
put up the second one.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
So now we're within 3.
Oh.
And Lowell with the ball. Out to Tanaka, to the Gillis. Gillis is going in. Back out to Lowell. Lowell, back to Gillis. Gillis with Sasso on her. Gillis tried to go in, but both Sasso and Dodge were there. Maggie hit it away. Winterburn picks it up. Over to Morgan Dodge. Nice pass by Winterburn. Dodge goes up underneath, gets her own rebound, feeds Winterburn right underneath, and Winterburn lays one up. That was a nice shot by Mayer. So Tanaka to Lowell to DeSuze. DeSuze with Dodge on her, tries to go in, she's stopped. Tanaka is stopped, tries to feed Gillis. Sasso steals it. Sasso goes in for a layup. And believe it or not, after all that, the Grizzlies are now ahead 18-17, 2 minutes to go in the second quarter.
Oh, man.
Long shot by DeSuze, long 3, just off the rim.
Long shot, but we knew that was going to come.
That's right, Sasso with the ball now. Sasso to Penny Annis, back to Sasso. Maggie goes in, gets that ball hit away by Tanaka. Oh. And there's going to be a foul here of DeSuze. So DeSuze is going to get her second foul. Ooh, that's her third. So DeSuze is one of their best players. So coach has got to take her out now with 3 fouls. So Winterburn will inbound this. And Winterburn's looking around. She better do something. There we go. Feeds it into Peyton Duff. And Duff snuck in. Took out Maggie. So out to Keeley Caps. Over to Morgan Dodge. Morgan's kind of trapped in the corner, but got it out to Winterburn. Winterburn to Penny Annis, who's going to take a nice long 3 just off the rim.
Good.
Winterburn with the rebound. Feeds Caps. Caps hits a nice 2 from the outside.
Rebounds, rebounds, rebounds.
Okay, O'Donnell with the ball now.
Ooh.
Went off Tanaka.
Good possession.
Gillis now with the ball. Winterburn and Dodge both on her. So
Good. In and out, in and out.
O'Donnell to Gillis. Gillis takes a 3 just off the rim. Winterburn gets the rebound, hangs on to it, but it was stolen by O'Donnell.
Next play, next play.
O'Donnell reached in and grabbed it, but it went out of bounds.
What do we got?
So Addie Glazer's coming in for Winterburn. Addie's really good at rebounding.
Yeah, she is. She does the little things. I hope her succeed.
Yep. And Addie's really good defensively too, usually. So Peyton Duff to Caps. Caps over to Dodge. Dodge is looking around. Feeds Caps out top. Over to Addie. Nice pass into Penny, who's breaking in. Nice give and go there. Penny gets a nice layup. 30 seconds left to go in the quarter. O'Donnell to Gillis. Gillis here with Peyton Duff on her. To Lowell, back to Gillis, who tries to go in and Caps. Caps kind of threw Gillis to the ground. I think Caps is getting a foul though. Yeah. So we cut back on the fouls this quarter compared to the first.
Get leverage, Nitson. Get
It's only
leverage.
the second team foul. So this was inbound, and he's got this now. Tanaka over to Gillis. Morgan Dodge on her. Gillis going to go in for the layup, and Morgan is getting a foul. So now, just when I said we were getting out of foul trouble, we get back into it. That's her second, I think. Yep. So Gillis will go to the line for Nashua South. Gillis puts it up and in. What is Nashua South? What are they called?
Oh.
You don't know either.
On their gym floor, I think, says Purple Rain.
Yeah, but it's some kind of kitty. Gillis.
Maybe a panther?
There we go. All right. Purple Panthers.
That sounds like great alliteration.
There you go. See, I'm smarter than I look. That's what I keep telling Rob. Okay, Caps inbound this to Morgan Dodge, and called out of bounds, right?
Yeah.
So, Gillis. Gillis takes a long three just off the rim, and mercifully the first half ended. So it was really the story of two completely different quarters. First quarter, really the Grizzlies couldn't kind of do anything right.
No.
We were not shooting, we were not rebounding, we were not stopping them much. Second quarter, we seemed to get a little bit to get it together, but it started with the defense, right? How did you see that second quarter going? Why do you think we turned it around a little bit there?
Honestly, it just looked like we wanted to be here more. We put in the extra effort, and we actually learned from our mistakes and did what we needed to do to be successful.
And I think, obviously, too, I think, again, Maggie. Sasso stepping up in a big way, really offensively, because, you know, she must have at least got 10 or 12. Rob's normally our stat guy. He keeps track of everything. He's probably down in Florida keeping track, and he should be texting me and letting me know what the stats are. But either way, that got us through to the first half. Believe it or not, the Grizzlies are ahead. I don't really think deservingly.
No.
So 22-19. We are going to take some time off for halftime. We will be back with second half action in just a few minutes.
Foods class is the second class that I offer. The prerequisite for that class is culinary skills and procedures. Culinary skills and procedures teaches you the basics. Creative Foods now will expand on your knowledge learned and become more creative with your culinary skills. It's very hands-on. We learn by doing. It's project-based learning. So we're on our feet moving around learning by doing. After I give the instructions, and then we talk about the recipe, and then we go ahead and prepare the food. Another unique thing about our class is this year we are going to start with our Creative Foods classes giving the National Serve Safe exam or certification, whereas it's a national test that most restaurants will give their employees, but we're going to be offering it here. Boy, is that a great thing to have when you apply for a job, just saying you have your Serve Safe certificate or taking the Creative Foods class may get you in the door at a job in family consumer science or get you on top of the stack during the interview. There is a wide variety of employment opportunities, from a line cook to management to food safety inspector to photo of making menus, nutritionalist, and I really try to encourage the students after they take Creative Foods to perhaps move over to MST, Manchester School of Technology, and there they can take classes in a more institutional type setting, a restaurant type setting in Manchester, which is a half-a-day commitment. But you don't have to go that route if you take Creative Foods. Creative Foods is kind of the next step from Culinary Skills and Procedures. Get your elbows off the table. This ain't no horse's stable, but a respectable dining room table. Feet on the floor, back straight, never bow over your plate. Chew with your mouth closed, GHS. Take my class. This is Mr. G.
The Goffstown Adult Education Program, also known as GAP, offers in-person and online courses to any student 16 years or older who is seeking credit recovery, an alternative diploma, or a high school equivalency certificate. Additionally, students can receive elective life credits for work, home, volunteer, and alternative educational experiences. The program offers a wide range of courses, including algebra, biology, health and gym, English, U.S. history, and welding, where students are given the opportunity to engage in hands-on learning with our knowledgeable teachers. In-person courses are offered every fall and spring semester, while online courses are available year-round. Tuition is $75 per half credit. Payment plans and scholarships are available for students who demonstrate financial need. The registration process is quick and easy and can be done using the link that's always posted on the GAP page of the high school website. This link will take students to an online registration form which lists what classes are currently available to sign up for. Once completed, the registration is processed and the student will receive an email containing their student contract as well as details of how and where to make any payments that are due. We at the GHS Adult Education Program are eager to assist you in your educational journey, and we're looking forward to being able to help you with our enriching courses. If you have any questions or concerns regarding the program, please feel free to contact us through the high school website or call us at 603-660-5302. We are also available to reach through text at 603-487-7047. We look forward to hearing from you and to being a part of furthering your education.
The Manchester Transit Authority strives to provide the best experience possible so that residents can feel comfortable while they ride with us. Before your scheduled ride, you will receive a reminder call the night prior, as well as 15 minutes prior to the bus arriving. Please be ready to board within 5 minutes from the time the bus arrives at your location. Your friendly driver will park the MTA branded vehicle as close to your door as possible, including in your driveway if able. All of our buses are comfortable and ADA accessible. If you need assistance, your driver will be happy to help you get from the door of your home up to and inside the vehicle. There is plenty of room for groceries on the bus. A small cart is allowed as long as it does not block the aisle. The Goffstown Shuttle is here to serve the needs of the Goffstown community. Give us a call today to schedule your first ride.
action as we have the Lady Grizzlies playing against Nashua South. And here in the second half, what do you think Largy told them in the locker room? I'm sure he couldn't have been too thrilled. What do you think he was telling them, and what's the strategies coming out here in the second half?
Like I said before, execution, running things offensively, and actually running the plays correctly and not just getting the ball and look to score immediately. Like, have a plan, maintain your calm, and then defensively, wall up, keep our arms high, try not to foul, keep up the communication, boxing out, using our height to our advantage.
And try to maintain control of the ball, because we had way too many giveaways in the first half. So Nashua inbound this. DeSuze inbounded over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell with the ball out to Tanaka. Shoots a three and just missed, but Gillis got the rebound. And now he's calling a foul. I don't know who got that foul. Meredith Winterburn. That's 3 for her.
3.
So she's probably going to get yanked already. She's been getting in foul trouble. Yep, so Mia Brissett's going to make her way back into the game. I didn't really see. There was a crowd of people there, so I don't know.
Just a reach, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe a little holding, but.
Tanaka to Gillis. Gillis gets that hit away by Penny and went out of bounds. She is calling a foul, right? I thought that went out. Oh, okay. That went on them. I was so paranoid that it was going to go on us. That's what I meant.
Gotten a little used to it.
Brissett had the ball and kind of threw it away, inbounding it. Got it out to Tanaka to hit a 3. There's an example of a giveaway. We can't be doing this. Caps with the ball. She's kind of
behind you.
Stuck. Throws it over to Morgan Dodge. She whipped the ball at us. I guess Morgan did not like the way we were talking about her.
Got to back off a little bit.
Morgan can be mean. Caps with the ball to Brissett. That went off our table, but I think we're all together out here. Maggie Sasso with the ball. Sasso tries to go in on DeSuze.
Come on, Penny.
Feeds it low to Penny. Underneath.
Rebound.
Penny just misses the layup. So called a jump ball on that. Penny got up and walked away from it. Like I think she thought she was getting called another foul. She's
used to it.
I know, she is used to it. Brissett.
She can't rack up those fouls. We need her height.
Inbound to Maggie.
Taking
Penny.
it.
Penny takes a 3 off the rim.
Come on.
But Cap's in there for the rebound. Kicks it out to Maggie Sasso at the top of the point. Maggie goes in for the layup, and she got it. 24-22, Grizzlies. Gillis with the ball.
We gotta talk.
To O'Donnell.
Jans.
O'Donnell tries to go in, and Penny Innes feeds it out to Tanaka. Just missed. Morgan Dodge after bouncing off 3 hands. Dodge does a nice layup. That was a beautiful layup. Good job, Morgan.
That's what we're looking to do.
That's
Beat them up
exactly what
the
we
court.
needed. So this is DeSuze coming in on Caps. Kicks it out to Gillis. Gillis with a 3.
Oh, Penny, we gotta get a body.
Tanaka with the rebound to Lowell, to Bennett. I mean, to O'Donnell, rather. And then Lowell tried to go in around Mia Brissett. Is this going to be Caps with a 15? That's Penny Ennis. I didn't see Penny really do anything wrong there. I thought it might have been Kaylee. Or Keely? And
lucky.
Lowell missed the first shot.
But that just stems from our effort on the defensive side getting rebounds. We got to put a body and not just try and get the ball from our area.
Caps.
Looking to push.
Sasso. Penny Ennis. Penny goes in.
Yeah, Penny.
A nice layup. That's where she's using her height to an advantage. Gillis with the ball here. Gillis looks around, trying to get around Penny Ennis. DeSuze down. Dodge almost steals it from DeSuze. DeSuze back to Gillis. Morgan Dodge on her. Brissett. They hit it in. O'Donnell took a long three and missed it. Lowell, back to O'Donnell, back to Lowell. Lowell tries to feed O'Donnell down low. Caps intercepts it. Caps to Maggie Sasso. Sasso's working it out around DeSouza. Sasso puts it up for a long three. It missed, and Penny jumped right in there on Lowell. Oh, I can't believe he's calling that on Penny again.
I don't know.
I know, that looked like two people just going for the ball to me.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was a foul at all.
I did not either.
But Gillis with the ball. Gillis with O'Donnell. O'Donnell now feeds DeSouza. DeSouza puts up the layup right around Ella. Did our GoPro get whacked when Dodge came in? Ah. So you couldn't tell, because you normally wouldn't be going to us on that play anyway. Did it affect the viewing audience? All right, there we go. See, luckily we have the people here at GTV helping us out. They always do a good job. So I guess Morgan Dodge did damage our camera. We'll be sending her a bill.
Morgan.
Speaking of Morgan Dodge, inbounds this to Maggie Sasso. Sasso with the ball to Caps. Caps now tries to go in, and Gillis, right around Gillis, and does a nice layup. That's the way you draw them up, right, Gemma?
Yeah.
O'Donnell
no.
to Gillis. Gillis tries to go around them.
Oh my God, no!
Mia Brissett tried to feed Ella.
Oh,
and
interesting.
hit Ella in the back of the head. So now the force Brissett. So Estano's coming back into the game for Morgan Dodge. So Gillis is looking to inbound this. Gillis now with the ball. And she went right around Maggie and Estano. Estano gets the rebound though. Maggie Sasso with the ball. Round Gillis, she's going in for the layup, and she drew a foul this time on Gillis. I think Maggie's had to lay off a little bit in the defensive zone because she's got a couple fouls, so she didn't want to get another one reaching in or something.
No, we can't have that happen.
So Maggie's on the line.
Yeah.
Hit the first one.
She's
Nice
been
shot.
reliable on the line.
She has been. She's one of the only Grizzlies that's been really reliable on the line, because we've been having a very hard time. And Sasso hit them both. So O'Donnell to Gillis. To Accolade to Gillis. Out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell now with the ball. She's got Mia Brissett on her. It went off somebody's foot, but it went back to DeSouza. DeSouza tries to go around Caps. Oh, they're gonna call Caps for that. I thought it was a travel.
I did too.
So once again, the Grizzlies are getting themselves in a lot of foul trouble here.
Oh man.
So we got 5 fouls already this quarter. We're just over the halfway point of the quarter. So DeSouza is going to the line. Grizzlies up by 10. And DeSouza, did she hit that? She
No,
missed
she
the
missed
first
the
one.
first.
I know that problem. DeSouza now with the ball. Puts it up. So now the Grizzlies will maintain control of the ball. And Winterburn here around to Sasso to Winterburn. Winterburn over to Sasso. Sasso goes in on
Rebound.
Gillis. And
Oh!
Alan Mallory kept it in, but it went right to Nashua.
It's part of the effort.
Gillis now with the ball, with Sasso on her. Out to Lowell. Back into Gillis. Gillis goes underneath.
Good, Ella.
But Ella did a good job of getting the rebound to Winterburn, to Sasso. Underneath the Still.
Good, Reese.
And Still made a very good play. And she got a basket. So now Lowell with the ball. Nashua coach wants them to slow it down a little on the offense. Tanaka with the ball, still unhurt. I think if they play with speed, they play into Goffstown a little bit. The speed game is kind of Goffstown's thing.
Oh my gosh.
Winterburn. Well, Nashua South's going to call timeout. So there was a little run there by the Grizzlies getting some baskets. So 11-point lead for the Grizzlies. And what did you notice in that little run there, Gemma? You're our expert.
I think part of that's execution and looking for the right chances to score.
That was loud.
Hello. But I think we need to stay confident with the ball. You know, we're bobbling it a little bit, losing possessions.
We did a little better job rebounding this quarter.
Yeah.
So I feel rebounding is where we picked it up a little bit. And defensively, we've been trying to force, it looks like Nashua South to kind of forcing to more of the outside shots rather than letting them come in. So that's worked a little bit to the Grizzlies' advantage too.
Yeah, but we also can't rely on that because we know that they have some people who can score from the perimeter. So, but it's good for us that they haven't been hitting them.
Right. Like that one. Gillis had a nice layup but missed. Went to Sasso. Still's going to shoot a long two off the rim.
Good
but
job,
right
Ella.
underneath. Ella gets the rebound. He's calling a foul on Ella.
No,
Oh, okay. So he's
just
calling.
before the shot.
Akale got the foul there. Grabbing Ella's arm before the shot. I always thought they should let that play continue, and if Ella got the basket, they should just give him the basket.
I think that too.
Yeah, why call a foul? It's like a delayed penalty in hockey. You know?
Exactly.
The ref puts the arm up, there's going to be a foul, but if the score, you let them score.
Yeah.
So that would have been good. All right, so timeout. Still same score as it was the last timeout. So again, the Grizzlies are just trying to. I think offensively, they would just want to slow this down and be more selective with the shots they're taking. Don't just kind of grab them and chuck them up.
Yeah. Run the plays that we have, and we know they work. You know, they worked against BG that first game very, very well.
Oh, and they've worked what 8? You guys are 8-2, so they've worked 8 out of 10 games.
Yeah.
So Winterburn tries to go into Ella Mallorin, but that was hit out by Gillis. So Winterburn will have another shot to inbound this. So the Grizzlies spread out a little bit more.
Gotta look for the weak stuff.
Winterburn over to Reese Still, back to Winterburn. Winterburn over to Astano on the other side of the court. Back to Winterburn. To Maggie Sasso. Tries to go in on Lowell. She goes around DeSuze.
Get that.
Puts up a layup, but Ella Mallory got the rebound. That was a good rebound for Ella.
Oh, yeah.
So Tanaka
We got to keep the pressure up, but
kind of mishandled the ball that went out of bounds. Winterburn now with the ball. Feeds Sasso. Maggie breaking away. Puts one up off the rim. Gillis with the rebound. Over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell now with the ball on Winterburn. O'Donnell looks around, feeds Lowell, out to Gillis, around Astano. Back to O'Donnell. O'Donnell puts up a long two and misses. DeSuze, though, comes down with the rebound. Winterburn gets the rebound now, but two purple people eaters were all over her and got the ball. So it's going to be white ball because DeSuze did get the ball away from Winterburn, but she stepped out of bounds. So Caps works her way back in for Winterburn. So Caps is going to inbound this for the Grizzlies. Wong back in for Nashua for DeSuze. Sasso to Caps. Caps breaking down. She looks like she's going to take it all the way. And that was stopped by Gillis. Gillis with the ball.
Ooh, Reese gets there. Oh.
Yeah, they're going to call Reese because I guess Reese was stepping in front of her at the time. So that'll put Lowell to the line for South Nashua.
Penalty situation. Number 3, Maren Lowell at the foul line. 2 shots.
So 2 shots for her. 38-28. And just off the back rim. So Lowell will get a second shot. Grizzlies up by 13 with 1.5 minutes to go in the quarter. Lowell lines it up, takes that, sinks that one. That was a good shot. Cap's now going to inbound this for the Grizzlies. And she's looking to go to Estano. Estano with the ball. Out to Caps. Caps now brings it over to midcourt to Maggie Sasso. Maggie goes in, feeds it out to Still for a wide open long 2 off the rim. Ella, though, with the rebound.
Oh.
Ella almost threw it away to Lowell, but that was all blocked off a bunch of feet and legs. And so Lowell inbounds this for O'Donnell. O'Donnell now with the ball coming in on Ella. O'Donnell tries to go up with it, but feeds Wong out on the other point, and that missed. And there's going to be a jump ball now. Caps going with Lowell, kind of wrestling for that ball. Estano comes off for Morgan Dodge. So this will be South Nashua ball. Gillis out to O'Donnell. O'Donnell slows it down, but Ella's all over her. O'Donnell.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of all by herself now, but nowhere to throw the ball to. Gillis now with the ball. They should have got on her quick because she couldn't dribble it anymore.
No.
So Gillis now with the ball. Feeds O'Donnell. O'Donnell tries to go in on Ella, but it was hit away. Back out to Gillis.
No,
Sasso on her.
They don't like the ball pressure, but.
That's why we got to give it to him.
Yep.
Tanaka now with the ball.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and she went right around Morgan Dodge and Keeley Caps and drew the foul. 23, that's 4th, I think, for Keeley. That's her third, okay. So
We just got to keep our arms up and not squat down for a block.
Tanaka, get that. So made that a 3-point play, 38-29. Caps now with the ball. Inbounds it to Maggie Sasso. Sasso feeds it up to Dodge, but it was almost intercepted by DeSuze. Over to Sasso, back to Dodge. Morgan Dodge dribbles it around to Caps. Oh, went off DeSuze. DeSuze now with the ball.
No foul, no foul.
Up on Caps.
Oh!
Tried to go for a
Good
layup,
rebound.
missed, still got the rebound. And fires a long shot down the court, and that kind of missed everything, but 38-29. So Grizzlies up by 11. Still kind of disorganized and sloppy.
Up by 9.
Oh, up by 9. Yeah, you're right. See, that's why you're smarter than me. Lucky you.
Hey, I did have math today. So.
No, there you go. Hey, well, being smarter than me doesn't set the bar very high, but, you know, you do got me beat there. So, again, I'm a little frustrated by our sloppiness, really.
You're
most of
frustrated.
the season. Most of the season. So, what are we doing to address this, Gemma? Tell me. What's the inside
I wish
scoop?
I knew. It's hard to address it because coaches can't control what you do on the court. I mean, it's up to us. We can practice it as much as we want, but unfortunately, it comes down to composure and our mindset towards things. And I think we get a little too frazzled easily. And I think that is what causes us to make these mistakes.
A lot of unforced errors because of that. Because if we were playing a little cleaner, we'd be playing well enough to have this game well in hand.
Oh yeah.
And you know, I don't feel like I did against Trinity, like we're really in any danger. I don't want to jinx us, but I don't feel like we're in danger of losing this game. But we're certainly not.
No.
We're making it harder on ourselves than it should be.
Yeah. It just comes, again, from the mindset and our composure. You know, when we have composure, we run our plays correctly, or we run them, like, at all. But we get frazzled and we try to be the hero sometimes, and that does not always work out. And I think we get frustrated at ourselves and other people, and sometimes it just becomes a big mess. But
Right. So Still and Sasso exchange the ball back and forth. Sasso put the ball up, hit the rim, but this will be a call on Gillis. So this is going to be at least her third for South Nashua.
Morgan Gillis. That's her third personal
Yep,
foul.
Morgan's one of their key players because she's been out there literally the whole game. I don't know if she's come off yet. She's one of the only players for Nashua who's, I think, played pretty much the whole game. Sasso takes a long three. And she almost got that. Ella gets the rebound,
come on,
puts it
Ella.
up. Ella
Come
gets
on,
the
Ella.
second rebound, gets a third.
there
rebound.
we go.
3 times in a row, she got the rebound. I've talked to Ella about this earlier in the year. It's great that she jumps up and keeps getting the rebound. It's just a shame she's going to keep jumping up and getting her own rebound. But she did get the basket. So 40-29 here in the fourth quarter. DeSuze now with the ball. Over to O'Donnell. O'Donnell. Heller in front of her.
no.
Gillis with the ball. Gillis takes a long two and hit it. A very nice shot from Gillis.
Yeah.
Morgan Dodge to Sasso. Over to Caps, back to Dodge. Gotta get it over. Around past O'Donnell, and I think the ball was going faster than Morgan was. That's rare. Dodge once again walks away talking to herself. Quite often she'll do that.
Yeah.
I love her hustle, though. So
Yeah.
Gillis, yeah, Gillis inbounds this for Lowell. Back to Gillis. Sasso on her. Ella. So Gillis takes a shot. It's Source, but DeSuze kept it in to Lowell. Lowell kicks it back out to Gillis. Gillis now tries to penetrate in, and she did in front of Winterburn. Took a shot. Winterburn now into Dodge. Back to Winterburn, back to Dodge. Dodge now works her way down to Winterburn. Over to Sasso. Low on her. Penny sets the screen. Back out to Winterburn. Winterburn back to Sasso. Sasso's trying to go in. 4 Nashua South players on her. Penny goes down.
Get back, Morgan.
DeSuze with the ball. Comes in, feeds Gillis. Gillis lays up another one.
Lucky.
In and out. Yeah, it was lucky because that should have been in. So it's going to be white ball, so this will be a foul on Nashua. 13. So that's DeSuze.
13 foul.
So Winterburn now is going to inbound this for the Grizzlies. To Sasso. Sasso looks around, needs some help. Throws it out to Astano. Astano with Low on her. Oh, backcourt play. Well, I mean, some of the unforced errors.
Yeah.
So that one was a little sloppy there.
We can't leave our ball handler alone because we know they're going to trap us, but we keep assuming that they'll be fine.
Right. Gillis with the ball. Out to Tanaka. She goes in around Winterburn and Ella Mallorin and lays up a nice layup. So now when we were ahead by like 11, now we're only up by 5. So very quickly, Nashua South made a close game again. So, and that, again, a lot of that was forced errors. We gave up 6 quick points just on one turnover after another. And it was really unnecessary kind of sloppiness on our part.
Yeah. Also, once our opponents don't want to run, we get frazzled, and I think that also contributes to the errors that we're making. But again, composure.
And, you know, the thing is, these games, I look at these games against sort of, let's just call it what it is, sort of lesser opponents or opponents we should be beating as sort of warm-up games for the bigger games when we're playing teams like Pinkerton, Londonderry. I mean, the last half of our schedule, especially in the next few weeks, we got some really good teams coming in here. And if we have these sort of lapses in judgment, or as you put it, lose our composure in them, we can get really far behind really quickly.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to miss as many shots as I think we've been fortunate where Nashua South has missed a few. So Winterburn now to Astano. Astano works it over midcourt, over to Penny,
we've got to
out to Astano.
take that.
Over to Winterburn. Winterburn throws one up off the rim.
Good, Ella.
And Ella got the rebound and put that right up. So O'Donnell now with the ball for Nashua. O'Donnell to Tanaka. Tanaka
Oh, Penny.
feeds out front to Berger, but it's intercepted by Winterburn. Winterburn to Sasso. Sasso goes in for the
Gotta
layup.
get the rebound.
And Ella got the rebound. Puts it up.
Is she going to get it again?
She almost did, but it went out of bounds, and it's still Grizzlies' ball, though. It went off O'Donnell.
It's a key point where we need to execute.
So Winterburn here. She's looking to inbound this quickly. Out to Penny. Penny Annis goes in, and it looked like it went off her foot or something, but it went out of bounds.
Yeah.
So now it's Nashua's ball. Once again, a kind of an unforced turnover. So Gillis to O'Donnell. O'Donnell coming in with Winterburn on her. O'Donnell tries to go out to Lowell. Kicks it out to Berger. Berger takes a long three. It's going to be white ball. Went off Nashua. So Winterburn will have this. DeSuze is working her way back in for. So DeSuze is back in for Berger. So Winterburn now with the ball. Over to Maggie Sasso. Sasso out back over to Winterburn. Winterburn carrying it up the court. Winterburn looks around. Penny tries to set the screen. The ball went to Penny. Back to Winterburn. Winterburn tried to throw a pass into Ella, but it went off South Nashua's leg. Another unforced error. Gillis to O'Donnell. O'Donnell looks around to DeSuze. Around Astano. Out to Tanaka. Over around Astano. And Tanaka does a nice layup. Penny Ennis inbounds this to Maggie Sasso. 42-37. Nashua's got it within 5 again.
Oh, my goodness.
Sasso tried to
Good
feed
save.
Mallorin and just kept in. And
There
that's
you go,
an
Mare.
important three. Meredith Winterburn hit an important three right there. O'Donnell now with the ball. Out to Gillis. Gillis looks around. Winterburn on her. Feeds Lowell. Lowell comes in. Throws a layup
Lucky.
up. Just lucky it did
Who's got her?
DeSuze now shoots a three. Missed everything. Sasso with the ball. Back over to Winterburn. Winterburn back to Sasso. Maggie's looking around. Holds it up. Back to Winterburn for another three. Off the rim. Yep. Ella Mallorin's reaching over the top of Tanaka, which is easy to do when you have that height advantage, I guess. You know, when you're towering over somebody by like a foot. Kind of hard not to overreach them. So
She wants it.
timeout Nashua. So we got a little over 3 minutes to go. So Nashua South's got this within 8. So it's certainly within reach if we keep shooting ourselves in the foot. So we've got to do better at controlling the ball and slowing it down offensively.
Yep. I think we're going to try and hold the ball as much as we can, you know, prevent them from breaking away since we've seen them before.
What I've always wanted to, like, what's Largy telling? What do you think if you were over there? What's he telling them right now? What's he saying to them?
Be strong with the ball, hustle,
Is
go
he telling
get the-
them to
like-
slow it down?
He's telling, slow it down, but also go get the ball if you lose it. Like, we've seen people dive on the floor, and we need that right now in these last 3 minutes. and to execute any of our plays.
Right. Well, that's
Execution.
true. Execution's
It's been a
important.
problem.
And well, it's not always happening cleanly. That's for sure. I mean, some of the plays. I mean, I think they're trying to execute do look forced. And then when we're forcing it, it seems like that's when we're turning the ball over. And then, of course, like you said, that you know, then you get frazzled. Then you turn it over again.
It's so hard to find a happy medium.
Gillis with the ball.
Oh, goodness.
And she's going to draw a foul on. Who's this going to be on? Penny or
Maggie.
Oh, it's going to be on Maggie. It's not good. It's 3 for her. So 3 for her with 3 minutes to go. So that'll put Gillis on the line. So they're going to try to get Maggie to. They're going to try to pressure her to get another foul or two.
Yeah.
So Gillis hit the first one, 38-45. Nashua's down by 7 now. Gillis is going to take her second shot. And she put it up and right in. 2 good shots by Gillis. Winterburn now with the ball to Sasso. Sasso's looking around. Down to Penny Annis.
Easy, Penny.
Penny's going in for an easy layup. And she hit that one nice.
All right, we got to pick up the defense.
That's the way to do it. O'Donnell now with the ball. To
Oh,
Tanaka.
we got to talk it out.
Tanaka out to Lowell. Astano on her. And back to Gillis. Astano's on her. Gillis tries to cut in. Astano's all over everybody. Gillis
Help her.
still
Over,
in
over.
their way. Okay.
Good mare.
Winterburn gets the rebound. Over to
Look,
Sasso. Out to Astano. Into Still.
Oh.
Still takes a long 2.
We got to.
Just missed. Back to Gillis. To Lowell. Lowell comes in for the layup. Still on her. But Winterburn got the rebound.
All right, composure, composure.
Sasso with the ball. I think we got to just slow it down here. But Maggie hits a layup. Timeout. So Steve Largy's going to call a timeout here. You like the little exchange. We got the better end of it as far as the points scored. But my feeling is I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong. I would be telling them to like slow it down offensively. We don't need to rush these shots.
No.
And we should be taking 20, 25, 30 seconds off the clock every time we get the ball. Just take it down there, pass it around, kick it back out, and pass it some more, and just really slow down this. The 10-point advantage. And how much time was left? Like a minute and a half?
I thought it was like 2.
Is it 2:09? Something like that?
Something.
So, needless to say,
I think also we need our defense. We need our defense. Not. Ooh. We can't allow them the easy shots, the open shots. They all have to be contested, which we've had a little bit of a hard time with in the beginning, but we're doing a lot better getting out to the perimeter.
right. So force them into making bad shots. Yep,
Yeah.
2:04 left. So once again, Gemma, you were right.
Ah.
Showing up the old guy. I hope you feel good about that.
What can I say?
Jesus now with the ball, coming in on Still. Over to O'Donnell. Winterburn on her. Gillis to Tanaka.
Gotta stay
Tanaka
clean.
tries to go in to DeSuze. DeSuze is trying to go in on both Still and Sasso. Couldn't do it.
Lost
Out to Gillis.
Sasso.
Again, keeping him to the outside. O'Donnell with the ball. Nashua is going to have to take some shots because they're down by 10. Tanaka now with the ball. Tanaka keeping it outside, but Still, she then goes in. Looks like she traveled a lot. You can't call Maggie for this.
Yep.
Oh, that was a bad call. That was a bad call. I don't care what anybody says. She didn't hit her arm. Let's see
Not
that
that I
rebound.
saw.
Yeah. They showed the replay. I wasn't looking. So that'll put Tanaka on the line for 2. And the first one just missed. Back rim.
Lucky, lucky.
Here's that replay again.
It looks
It looked
all
like
ball.
it looked like Maggie got all ball there. You're right. Tanaka missed both
Oh!
shots, but that went off Still's legs. So Nashua will maintain control, I think, of this. So Gillis is going to inbound it. Minute and a half to go. Grizzlies up by 10. Tanaka with the ball. Over to Gillis. Gillis looks around. She's going to lay one up underneath.
Penny.
Penny Annis gets the rebound to Winterburn. Winterburn probably getting a foul here. Oh, it's on Gillis. That's her fourth now. So timeout Nashua. So there's a little frustration on Nashua's side too.
Yeah.
So again, I think we've made this a lot harder on ourselves than we needed to. So that's the one thing we're looking at. We're making it much tougher.
Yeah.
Grizzlies clearly the more talented team, and you know we actually should be more or less running away with this game. And I think the only reason why we're not is basically we're not execute. I like the words you're using a lot, the execution. What were the three things? Execution,
Effort, attitude, togetherness.
there you go. Effort, attitude, togetherness,
Core
and
values.
execution. God, those are good values.
I think
Those are
sometimes.
values for life.
Oh, 100%. Gotta teach them young.
That's right. Case in point, you're young. You're just a baby, for heaven's sake.
But
So, all right, the Grizzlies back out. 1:16 to go, 10-point lead. Again, it's the execution effort. It's basically hanging onto the ball. I mean, really.
Yeah, I think we're gonna
maintain
see-
control.
or I hope to see a long possession here.
Right. Winterburn now with the ball. O'Donnell on her. O'Donnell to Sasso. And that's who you want to foul. We're going to call a jump ball. So, who's going to get control of this? Nashua gets it. So it means the next jump ball will be ours. But in the meantime, Nashua's going to have a chance to get this game closer. Gillis inbounds this to O'Donnell. O'Donnell's coming in with Winterburn on her. Back to Lowell.
Cutting. Ugh.
Lowell gives
We
it
got
to
a box out
O'Donnell, who
here.
shoots a three, but still gets the rebound. Still's being gang tackled. Throws it to Winterburn to
goodness.
Sasso, but went to Lowell. Still goes down. Oh, it went off on O'Donnell.
That was ugly.
Yeah, you saw Reese Still go down, crashing down. Hear that, Reese? Gemma's laughing at you. Even on the replay, she was laughing. Winterburn to
All right,
Penny.
hold it.
Annis to Sasso. Maggie with the ball now. Over to Winterburn. Winterburn's looking around. DeSuze on her.
Oh, no.
Kennison into Still. Still back to
Look back.
Kennison to Winterburn. Kennison tries to feed Still, but it went off. Gillis. DeSuze over to O'Donnell. Over to
wide
Lowell.
open.
Lowell kicks it out
Shot.
to Tanaka with a three, and Tanaka hit it.
It's okay.
So that's 49-42. Sasso with the ball. And she's being instructed to hang on to it. 2 seconds, and that's it. So 49 to 42. And again, we had to sweat it out a little bit. We worked hard for that.
Oh,
and
man.
Grizzlies deserved the victory. They were clearly the better team, but again, we made it a lot harder on ourselves than we should have. We seem to be working really hard.
Yeah.
And almost too hard. So
Sort of ugly watch.
it was sort of an ugly.
But we made it.
All right. So yeah, we did make it. Sloppy victory at best, but
Yeah.
we'll take it. Friday night, are we here or
Yep.
we are here?
so.
So we're home Friday night, and who are we playing?
Oh, I don't remember.
You don't remember, Gemma? Come on.
I can pull it up.
Okay, pull it up and try to figure
All
it
right.
out. So
Let's see.
we're going to have another game here live from the Grizzly Den Friday night. I will be rejoined by my distinguished colleague who I expect to see bronzed and tanned because he's been spending all his time down in Florida, Mr. Rob Foreman.
Dover.
Ooh, Dover. That's going to be a tougher
That's
game.
going to be a tough
Yeah,
game.
Dover's a much bigger team than Nashua South. I think they're bigger than we are.
bigger.
Aren't they?
They're more physical. It's going to be an aggressive game and one where we need to execute.
Yep.
We cannot be sloppy.
But Dover is still a team, theoretically, on paper, the Grizzlies should be able to beat. But not if we play like we have been the past couple of weeks.
No.
So we clearly have to play better. It'll be interesting to see what we take. We're going to have an opportunity, and of course you will be joining me because we're going to have 2 roses tonight. So it's going to be actually the roses with a thorn in the middle. That'll be me, but I won't be in the middle. And then we're gonna put Largy, and he's going to be cornered to coach.
Larg.
So you are going to get a chance to pepper him with some questions
Ooh.
and talk to him. So think up what you want to say.
Can't wait.
We're going to take a quick break now. We'll be back with 2 interviews and Coach's Corner.
Woo.
Here we are, Grizzly fans, back live from the Grizzly Den. And obviously, well, it's not a rose between two thorns because Gemma's a rose too. So I guess it's the big thorn with two roses. So our rose for one of our roses for tonight was Miss Meredith Winterburn. So you got two roses. I think that's 2 home games in a row, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you also, I thought you looked rather well at Trinity. But again, that was another game. And Gem and I were talking about this. It's really a couple of games now that we've been making look a lot harder than they should be.
Yeah. Yep.
So what is going on?
Okay, well, we have to give Trinity some credit because
I give them a lot of credit.
They did not miss that night.
Right.
But if you remember me on the last interview, I said that Trinity's a team we always do not do well against because we underestimate their talent. And I said that we...
Once again, Mayor showing me
Sorry.
up.
But, like, that's just, like, a team that we go in and, like, sometimes, like, we think that we have it and then they start making all of their shots and we don't know how to react. A big thing for us was just kind of figuring out, like, where we could guard because we're a bigger team this year playing Trinity, who's a very small team. So we had to force our posts out to guard on the perimeter. And we also kind of lacked in help defense because we knew that they
But
would
what
play on
about
the
in
perimeter.
tonight's game? Did we do the same thing?
Well,
we're bigger than them, too.
Yeah, I think tonight was a lot in the first half, just not crashing. crashing the rebounds and also letting ourselves get beat and not helping. So, yeah, actually, yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, too, how did we get, well, specifically you, get in foul trouble early? So what's going on?
Oh, man. Well, I tend to make some stupid mistakes where there's things that I don't need to do, like on the perimeter fouls where they're not necessary and they're not doing anything for the team. Like, I can live with taking a foul on the inside when there's someone's taking a shot, but like I had a couple stupid on the perimeter or like when I was reaching when I shouldn't have been kind of thing. So that kind of did bad for myself.
Mare, how did your mindset change from the first quarter to the second quarter?
I knew that I had to kind of switch up. I knew I had to like switch my defensive orientation because of the fouls, getting in foul trouble, and I wanted to kind of let myself get that extra step in case they wanted to drive on me, because when someone drives, I tend to reach or clip them with my hip. So I wanted to give that extra step to try not to get beat. And I knew that we kind of had to play smarter and less aggressive because of the way that the game was being called.
Yeah, because both you and Maggie got in foul trouble early.
Yeah.
The other thing that was concerning were, again, we seem to be having a big problem with hanging onto the ball. So the giveaways really started sneaking in, and that's been happening a lot lately. We have to be able to get a handle on that, particularly in the latter half of the season when we got a few tough games in a row where we got Pinkerton, Londonderry, and all these teams right in a row.
And Dover on Friday.
And Dover. Again, Dover is going to be a lot different squad, a tougher team. I know they're bigger. I know they're more aggressive.
Much more aggressive.
The point is that it's even going to be it's going to hurt us more even against like Pinkerton and Londonderry and stuff. So how do we get a handle on those giveaways?
I think it's just practice. When we play run and jump teams, kind of like South, where they're more aggressive in the half court than they are in the full court than they are in the half court. We just need to know that like we need to be patient. And we want to look for ball handlers, but we also don't want to leave ball handlers because that forces them to have to make the tough decision on where to pass and go long. Sorry, they're eyeing me. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, sorry. So we just want to make sure that we don't leave our guards, our ball handlers, because it forces them to make the tougher decision on when to pick up the ball and to make those risky passes that end up into turnovers.
You stole my question. That's what I was going to ask.
Oh, you were?
Shoot. Yeah.
So now you got to come up with another one.
Oh, okay. How did, this game kind of lead to your leadership on the court?
Well, I mean, it's tough when you have people like Maggie and I getting into foul trouble because we are those leaders and we need to set an example for the rest of the team. But we can use ourselves being put into tough positions to kind of guide the rest of the team to kind of just calm down, I guess, and like just kind of just make a better decisions when we are on the court because we can't foul out, and we also have to take our leadership to the bench and things like that, kind of leading from the bench instead of on the court.
Well, the important thing is we did get the win tonight, as sloppy as it might have been. Hopefully we can clean things up against Dover on Friday night. So, Meredith, once again, I thought you played very well.
Thank you.
So we did a good job defensively, and you hit a key three, which I think was very important. So that's our first rose. We will be back with our second rose of the game and Coach's Corner.
All right. Good. That was a bad one, I feel like. sorry. I can't take it.
Welcome back to Live from the Grizzly Den, where we're here with our second rose of the game to Miss Maggie Sasso. Maggie, once again, you blazed a trail offensively and, kind of brought us into a victory. But, before I talk about this game, I have to talk about the Trinity game with you. You played outstanding.
Thanks,
if,
Bob.
If anybody deserved a rose for that game, it was you. You threw the team on your back and led them to victory, scoring an amazing 34 points, which is your high for the season, right?
Hi for my career.
High for your career?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Even more.
I'll tell you, it looked good. You almost couldn't miss. So it was, thank God, too, because we needed every point.
That's true. That's
Game
true.
went into overtime. And,
I know.
Well,
I was
in
sweating
overtime, we took over, but finally.
Yeah.
So tonight, again, you were hitting them. We started out slow.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you, what was happening in the beginning of the game? Why did we kind of show up late to the party?
Honestly, I'm really not sure. I think the pressure really affected us at the beginning. We haven't really faced much full court man besides BG, and obviously we had a different mentality going to that game, and I think we just went in a little lackadaisical and just didn't have it. But then we figured it out.
Yeah, but it was really slow coming.
No, I agree. I also think it starts with me a little bit too, and I wasn't attacking and stuff, so that's partly on me as well.
So Maggie, before the game, we talked about fouls and how you're not one to foul.
I was thinking about that in the locker room.
What happened and how did you fix?
Honestly, it was offensive fouls that got me.
In other words, why did you turn into a goon?
Yeah.
What's a
Were
goon?
those charges?
A goon.
You say a goon?
A goon, yes. A goon is like a hockey player, just picks fights.
Oh yeah, that was just
charges?
annoying. I mean, was it an offensive foul?
The first one,
I was a little.
You were a little.
The second one?
Elbowy.
Definitely the third foul was that. That was all ball.
That
it
was
looked like.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that. But I think it. I'm sorry, I need to refocus. I think it was I remember I literally thought of you in the locker room because I had told Gemma I don't foul. Like I don't understand why people foul so much, and then I got into foul trouble, and now I understand why people foul. But I think it just started with offensive fouls, and that made me frustrated, and then I picked up a third, and so on and so forth.
Right. 'Cause you definitely look frustrated when you got that second
Oh, I was
foul.
very frustrated. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys know me. Come on.
Yeah. So you gotta relax and hold it together.
I know.
So let me ask you this: what was the key for you as far as leadership wise? Because obviously, I think the team as a whole started out slow. We weren't scoring. We didn't get the first point until we were halfway through the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then even when the first quarter ended, we only had 3. It was your bucket and 1 foul shot.
Oh yeah.
So what was it that you were trying to think here for the second quarter, and what was it that made you all of a sudden turn it on?
Right. Yeah. Second quarter, I take accountability a lot for the first quarter just because my frustration definitely ripples through the team as well. So then I think just me being refocused and then also attacking the rim is I think that just is where everything kind of starts. And just for me being able to do that, I think that's just allowed for everyone else to kind of work off of me as well.
Yeah, and you're not typically one to be on the bench for a while. So how did you take your captain role while you were on the bench?
That's a good question. It is hard being on the bench.
I know.
I give them props, honestly.
Gemma wanted to go over there and guide you.
No,
you feel
it was so
removed.
bad.
You feel removed from the game a lot, and I definitely could have cheered more. Definitely, I was in my own head, but it's important to keep your head up on the bench too because people are watching.
Well, the good thing is they got it because the foul trouble with both you and Mare.
Yeah.
Largy did get into the bench
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so we had a lot of players having some minutes, and it was good to see them stepping up too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that was very refreshing to see.
All right. So Dover on Friday.
Tough
we're
one.
going to have to kind of
Clean it
control the
up.
ball more, clean it up.
Yeah.
So we've been saying this often. How do we clean it up?
I would say just keeping our composure. I think it was really important that the bench went in today because it gave them valuable minutes for not just this year but next year as well, and also it just allows them to stay engaged. And then on the bench they have more intensity, and then it just I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know.
Well, you were right.
No, you're good. I can usually figure it out, but it ripples
the whole team, and then we all just stay together. That's where I was getting.
That's true. It's
That's
true.
my worst interview yet.
So anyway, this is our second rose of the game. We'll be back with Coach's Corner in just a minute. Maggie Sasso, a beast. Hello, Grizzly fans, live from the Grizzly Den, and we're here with Coach Largy. Another game where I feel, and I know, I sound like a broken record, where
we're doing it on purpose now.
We're making it a lot harder on ourselves than we should.
Oh, yeah. We love that.
Again, this game, and you didn't agree with me last time because we had 18 points at the end of the quarter, but this quarter we did not.
I'll give you, this was
we
really
started
slow.
really slow. Yeah. What
like,
happened, you think?
Like stuck in molasses slow tonight. You know, I mean, you watch teams on film. You try to kind of get ready for them. You try to highlight, underscore the importance of, like, this is the type of intensity they're going to come out with. And they do it in every single game you watch. Like they went 10 up on Exeter in their game. They did it to North. So we've seen it. But sometimes, like, it's one thing to say it and it's another thing to watch it, and then to actually experience that pressure, it's like it's just different. So we got to do a better job simulating in practice and maybe believing that, you know, what I'm saying is not just for myself. So I think it's partly both, right? So I think, you know, higher energy level in practice. Once we kind of withstood that first initial rush and figured out what the game was, the bench played great, right? It was break glass in case of emergency tonight. We had,
God.
bench players, you know, that normally don't come out until the second or third quarter that were in the first quarter, and they stepped up. You know, like we've said, we trust the bench. They were huge for us tonight.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, Maggie and Mare, two key players on the court, foul trouble first quarter.
Yeah.
What kind of changed in your mindset on how to coach the rest of the game?
Part of me, you know, I think sometimes, you know, those two kind of put so much pressure on themselves that you can see, you know, things kind of, you know, the works get gummed up a little bit because other people kind of start and watch them too. So I think not that you would ever want to start a quarter without your two best players on the floor, but in some ways I think other people had to gain some confidence as soon as they stepped off the floor. And I thought defensively we didn't let down at all. And that was the biggest thing. I think, you know, we knew Maggie and Mare were going to have to come back in the second quarter, and we were going to have to trust them to not foul. And they're upperclassmen and senior, junior. They know how to play with fouls, and they you know, again, we trusted them to do it. and they did it. And so, but the bench got us through that period of time that could have been really dicey with some great defense.
I definitely agree with everything you're saying about the bench. But to get off that a little bit, a big concern I have for this team, especially going into some of the tougher games we have coming up, is really some of the sort of unforced errors that we seem to be committing.
Yeah.
So and you know, we've talked about this a few times, and I'm just wondering like what your kind of thinking is and what we need to refocus on to try to prevent some of those, because it's really going to hurt us against teams like Pinkerton, Londonderry, Dover, stuff like that.
Two of our best right there, Maggie and Livy.
She's got
Last
my
one's
keys.
always the last ones to leave the gym. Always.
Mainly because we keep her here doing interviews.
That's partly it. Usually she's getting shots up too. So I think we really emphasize a lot, like when we run our 11-man drill first practice drill we do every single practice. We do push-ups every single time we turn the ball over. And yet we continue to make the same mistakes. And we talked about in the locker room, we talked about it at halftime, we talked about it in a post game, we talked about it probably over there, is you just can't keep making the same mistakes. You have to grow. As a person, as a basketball player, if you keep making the same mistake, you know, the world moves forward and you stay behind. And we've got to get over that mental hurt. And I think it's funny because every player has a different reason and a different way of making that same mistake. But we've got to kind of like, and it's just like that nervousness of, Mare's a good example, you know, where she sees a pass and then 2 seconds later she tries to force it in and it's not there anymore. And I told her today, I'd rather have you take it strong to the basket. Let's get a shot attempt off the you know, so we can get a rebound or something, rather than force it through three people. And so you got to trust players, and as a coach, you have to walk that line of trusting, especially late in games. That's a big shot that she hit right after a turnover, because I was ready to pull the plug and just say, "You're sitting with me on the bench." So she's got to learn. We have to learn, because it's not just her; it's other players who, you know, who have got to really kind of, especially late in games, kind of think about that pass and make sure that we're making passes that are 100% instead of passes that are 25% or 50%, or hopefully we get it. But just making the simple play and hitting singles instead of trying to hit home runs.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about execution, and I feel like the past couple games we have not been executing much. What are ways that you think we can improve on in that aspect?
It's like, I think, you know, inside the psychology of coaching is like you never kind of leave a game without thinking about what your next practice is going to be. And so, like, I already know what our next practice is going to be just based on what just happened. You know, we need to kind of tighten up X's and O's. And it's funny because, like, it's like you always have so many fingers and so many holes in the dam that you're trying to, all right, we got to get better at rebounding, right? So we got to do that in practice. And we've got to do better at on-ball defense, and so we got to do that in practice. And, you know, we've got to get better in getting back in transition, and so we got to do that in practice. And then by the end of it, you don't have any practice time left. So, you know, we need probably a solid hour of X's and O's and just kind of drilling and execution and just running through our sets and running through every single thing that we do offensively. And then we probably need a solid 30 minutes of defensive shell. Defense, that was our big point of emphasis going into this one, and it was a lot better. And we, you know, basically the line in the sand that we drew after Trinity, which was, you were there, our worst defensive game of the year, but they shot the lights out. But,
yeah, they did.
But we kind of let them. But our line in the sand was, whatever happens tonight, we could be terrible offensively. We are not going out and doing what we did defensively on Friday. And whatever the score is going to be, we'll live with it. We're just going to play better defense, and that's going to get us a win. And, it, you know, that was the message, and it wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
We got the other W. That's what counts. Big game Friday night against Dover.
Big
This
one.
is good.
Big.
Very big game. Very important.
Big game. They're big. Everything's big.
Everything's big in that game.
Yeah.
So, Coach's Corner, thanks, Mr. Largy, for joining us.
Thanks, Bob.
Mr. Largy.
Thanks,
Coach Largy.
Gemma.
And
Can't
Gemma.
wait to watch and hear what a great job and how
So
you
for-
outclassed
For
Bob.
Gemma, for Largy, for myself, we're signing out. We'll see you Friday night.